God's advice today. God is sending many signs, but it seems like you are ignoring all of them. So please do not ignore this video, as it is a message from God's heart to bless your life today. Before we continue, please leave your like so that more people can be reached by this message, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive more videos like this. Don't ignore this video and stay until the end. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer. God said, "My dear child, quiet your thoughts and turn your attention only to me at this very moment, for the moment we now share carries eternal weight and must not be neglected. I saw every struggle you hid in the silence of your soul. I wiped your tears when you believed you were alone, and I heard the silent questions that formed within your heart about my presence, my care, and my guidance. Are you seeking a deep spiritual change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Imagine attracting wealth and abundance in less than a week, while blessings pour over you daily. All of this begins with a simple 1-minute prayer. To discover how this practice can transform your reality, click on the link in the first comment. Every step you take on this journey not only benefits you, but also supports our channel and the dedicated team bringing you this valuable content. Do not wait any longer to begin this journey of spiritual and material transformation. Click now to learn more and start walking toward a fuller and more abundant life. None of these moments went unnoticed before me, for I am your loving Father and I remain attentive to every detail of your life, even when the darkness around you tried to convince you that there was no answer. I am the one who contemplates the invisible, who hears the unspeakable, and who stays near you, even when you think distance has built a wall between us. I want you to understand, my child, that everything I have allowed until now is part of a path of growth and revelation, because I did not create you to give up, but to overcome with me. Remember the promise I already gave, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Therefore, trust in me, silence your heart, give me your anxieties, and receive my words as guidance, life, and truth, for they will illuminate your next steps and sustain your journey. There is a spiritual urgency pulsing and crying out around you, and you can no longer remain indifferent to this call. What once seemed immovable and stuck in a repetitive cycle now begins to move with invisible strength, and what you believed was far away already shows signs of drawing near. A sacred shift is taking place in dimensions your physical eyes cannot see, but your spirit already senses and recognizes it as an undeniable call. You asked why your life seemed paralyzed, why your prayers echoed into silence, why situations once comfortable became unbearable weights. Today I tell you, none of this was neglect, but purpose. I allowed a season of silence to surround your journey, not to harm you, but to reposition you exactly where I want you to be. I never turned away from you, on the contrary, I drew even closer. I noticed every tear you shed in secret and kept them as precious seeds for a season of abundant harvest. Not a single plea was despised, all were written down, and the appointed time for the answer is already approaching before you in majesty. Comment, I trust in the love of God, He is my refuge. Listen with full attention, beloved of my heart, for these words are not ordinary, but carry a divine proclamation that will shape the course of your life from now on. Do not receive them as human counsel, but as an eternal declaration that holds creative power. You are standing at the edge of something holy, a movement that defies darkness and holds immeasurable value in my kingdom. I will not remain silent while the enemy tries to cover your true identity and cast veils of doubt over what I have already decreed for you. I have watched long enough, and now I rise to declare on your behalf. And when I declare, my child, atmospheres transform, chains break, doors open, and your path aligns perfectly with my eternal design. Hear my promise and engrave it upon your heart, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. These words are not for a distant future, nor for a day when you think you are ready. They are for now, for this decisive and crucial moment unfolding before you. Comment, I rest in the Lord's plans, because He knows the way. Understand well what I tell you. Hesitation in this season may bring losses I have not designed for your life. That is why I speak with such clarity, so you will not confuse prudence with paralysis, nor caution with fear. I know your longing for security, your desire to analyze every step before moving forward, but I did not form you to be a prisoner of fear. I created you to walk in the confidence of faith. I have already placed within you authority, discernment, and courage. The enemy tries to disguise delay as wisdom and bind your steps with appearances of caution. But I tell you firmly, I do not call you to reckless haste, but to immediate trust. For the window of opportunity before you will not remain open forever. Only those who respond in faith will clearly see the paths prepared. Comment, I will not fear, for the Lord guides me in every decision. Look and learn, beloved child, how many before you missed key moments because they did not respond when I called. They grew comfortable in places of ease, and the price was heavy. They lost inner peace, they missed their time of renewal, and they became trapped in cycles never meant to last. I do not desire this to be your story. That is why I speak to you with such clarity. You are standing at a crossroads, and your response will shape tomorrow. The weight of decision has increased, and every moment now carries deep meaning. But the promise remains, if you listen and obey my voice, everything that seemed shut will begin to open, everything that was stuck will yield, and you will not have to chase blessings, for they themselves will come to meet you, surround you, cover you, and sustain you. The simple act of trusting will become the key that unlocks invisible doors. Comment, I choose to trust, because I know God cares for me. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract more financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It was something that deeply impacted my life, and we would like to invite you to discover this special practice. When we trust that God wants to move in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each one of us in a unique and wonderful way. That is why it is important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to explore our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help in your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. Understand this. What lies before you goes far beyond what your natural vision can grasp. It is not only about solving immediate circumstances, but about aligning your life with what will soon be revealed. I lead you to a spiritual crossroads, where your willingness to trust will determine the fullness you will receive. You are mistaken if you think there is unlimited time left. What is coming will require deep discernment and firm action, not something improvised or rushed. That is why I prepare you now, because I know the strategies of the enemy, disguised as distractions, adapted to your weaknesses, camouflaged as opportunities. They may seem harmless, but their only goal is to delay you, trap you, and rob you at the most crucial moment. That is why I call you to remain awake and vigilant. I want you to enter prepared, anchored in me, so that you will not be deceived when the choices come before you. My beloved child, what I most desire from you in this time is an unbreakable connection with me. What is about to unfold will demand deeper roots than you have ever had, because the winds of adversity will blow with increasing intensity. If you are not firmly grounded now, you may be shaken when the storm arrives. That is why I tell you, some connections will need to be cut, some environments abandoned, and even practices that once seemed normal will now need to be left behind. Not because they are necessarily evil, but because they no longer fit the path I have prepared for you. The preparation I require is not only external, but internal. I want your heart free from unnecessary burdens, your mind cleansed of doubts, and your faith awakened and vibrant. What seemed like delay was, in truth, my care, so that you would be ready and able to withstand the greatness of what is to come. Comment: I stand firm in God and let go of what does not lead me to my purpose. Therefore, beloved of my heart, receive these words as an eternal seal upon your life. Do not look back seeking answers that no longer serve you, nor to the sides comparing your journey with others. Fix your eyes only on me, for I am your guide, your sustainer, and your destiny. I assure you, if you obey promptly, you will see doors open effortlessly, provision arise where once there was scarcity, and an unshakable peace that surpasses all logic. The enemy will try to use delays as traps, but your immediate obedience will become a shield and a victory. Walk with me, trust in me, and remain attentive, for this is the time of manifestation. I am leading you to the place prepared before the foundation of the world, and nothing can stop the fulfillment of what I have established for you. I see how you have carried silent pains, hiding wounds behind smiles and keeping worries no one knows. I know the weight of your thoughts and how you have fought alone to remain strong when your heart was weary. But I want you to understand, I never asked you to endure life in your own strength. The lie of this world is that strength comes from carrying everything alone, but my truth is that true strength is born out of dependence on me. Your soul was not created to store so much anguish without rest. You have believed that silent endurance was a sign of courage, but I do not desire your life to be a burden of solitary battles. I do not praise your loneliness, I call you to freedom. I long to enter not only the ordered areas of your life, but also the confusing ones, the places where pain runs so deep that words cannot express it. You are not a burden to me, my child, you never were. Your questions do not trouble me, your tears do not tire me, and your story never surprises me. I walk with you and desire to ease your heart, for you were not created to live imprisoned by your own worries. Release now what you cannot carry, for I am with you to share the burden and turn your weariness into peace. Beloved child, you are not invisible to me, nor are your struggles ignored. When you believed no one saw you, I was there, holding your steps. I want you to understand that this season is not merely one of waiting but of preparation. There are paths about to close permanently, and if you hesitate to listen to me, you may lose the opportunity to step out of places that were never meant for you. I warn you not to instill fear, but to awaken your attention, for doors are about to shift before you. Some will shut forever, but at the same time, hidden doors will open to reveal what I have prepared since the beginning. The enemy will try to disguise traps as opportunities, delays as minor detours, and distractions as alliances, but do not fear. If you draw near to me, I will grant you clear discernment to know what is from me and what is not. I will refine your vision so you will know when to speak and when to be silent, when to move forward and when to remain still, when to open your arms and when to hold your ground. But all this begins with surrender, for I cannot pour new wisdom into a heart still bound by old habits. Comment: I choose to trust God's guidance in every detail. The wisdom I give you will not come with thunder, but as a gentle whisper. I want you to learn to recognize my voice without confusion, without doubt, for time is accelerating and there will be no space for constant hesitation. When I say go, let your feet move. When I say wait, let your heart trust. This is the level of intimacy I call you to live in, a place where you no longer question if it is me, but you know immediately because your soul has been trained to hear me. The spiritual flow does not wait for those who linger in indecision. That is why I awaken you now, before the weight of circumstances consumes you. I want you to know I am not distant but present. I am not a passive observer of your pain, but the God who enters to order chaos, heal what was wounded, and restore what was broken. I do not expect perfection from you, my child, only your permission to act. You do not need to prove anything to me, only to open your heart so I may be your strength, your peace, and your direction. My dear child, do not underestimate what I am doing within you in this very moment. That sense of change, that sharper awareness, that impression that everything feels more intense and urgent, it is the movement of my spirit in you. I am calling you to a deeper spiritual vision, to an understanding that surpasses human logic. If you do not learn to discern the invisible, you may be caught off guard by circumstances you could have foreseen in my presence. But if you remain near me, you will see beyond the surface, and your soul will be guided by realities unseen to human eyes. I raise you not only to resist but to understand, not only to endure but to discern. The enemy seeks to cloud your vision, but I am already opening your eyes. Do not fear what is coming, for every step has already been prepared in love by me. Simply remain surrendered, and I will accomplish what you could never do alone. Comment: I believe God is opening my spiritual eyes. My beloved, do not carry alone what I have already placed in my hands. This is the moment to release, to trust, and to rest. Your life does not have to be a cycle of lonely struggles and sleepless nights. I want you to know I am already with you, walking by your side, sustaining your being, and preparing the way ahead of you. Do not seek to understand everything at once, for some answers will only come when you take the step in obedience. Just trust that I will never abandon you. For every hidden tear, I responded with comfort. For every silent doubt, I offered direction, and for every weight you bore, I now say, give it to me. For you were created to soar in freedom, not drag chains of pain. I love you, my child, with an everlasting love, and I long for you to live in the deep rest of my presence. Let me be your safe refuge, your renewed strength, your constant hope. I am with you, today and forever, and nothing can change that. I see every thought that has overwhelmed you, every tear you shed in silence, every doubt that lingered in your heart. I have not ignored a single moment of your life, nor has a sigh of your soul gone unnoticed. I am here, not as a judge, but as a father who desires to guide, free, and elevate you to what you were created for. Many times, you have been led to believe that life is about enduring alone, about waiting in silence, about letting time decide for you. But I tell you, now is the time to awaken, to remove the veils of confusion, to separate the essential from the superficial, to distinguish what truly sustains your spirit from what only seems important. Every distraction that diverted you, every illusion that seduced you, all is revealed before you so that you may choose with clarity. I do not want you to live superficially when your purpose requires depth. I do not desire that you accept shortcuts when the path I have prepared for you is one of true transformation. For what is coming is not merely a continuation of what you have known, but a call to a life marked by revelations, discoveries, and experiences that expand your soul. I invite you to trust fully. Each step that seems slow or each obstacle that seems large is an opportunity to recognize my presence and allow me to work in your favor. Do not fear the changes that approach, for they are signs of my divine intervention. Comment: I trust in God's wisdom, He guides my steps. Beloved child, I see how many times you tried to interpret each thought or emotion as if they were yours, when in fact every impulse, every delay, every sensation has a greater purpose. Not everything that seems to come from me truly comes. There are deceptions and blockages created to test your faith and prepare you to discern with clarity. The sacred book says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. Thus, full trust is not passive, it is an act of spiritual perception. I want you to recognize the difference between what binds and what frees, between what limits and what expands. There are moments when patience is necessary, but there are others when action must precede fear. Every situation, every encounter, every silence holds a message, and it is up to you to perceive its meaning. It is not to fear, but to awaken. When clarity comes, you will know when to stay, when to speak, when to remain silent, when to advance, and when to wait. I am teaching you to decode every circumstance, to perceive the hidden power in each moment, so that your journey is not merely survival, but true growth. Allow me to free your mind from the confusion that blinds you and transform your perception so that you see beyond appearances. Every obstacle that seemed an end is, in reality, a divine preparation for what is eternally significant. Comment: I accept God's guidance and watch His signs closely. My child, understand that this is not merely the routine of passing days, but a subtle yet real spiritual battle. What seems random to many carries purpose for you. Every moment that presents itself now is an opportunity for alignment, connection, and opening to what I have long prepared for you. The psalmist declared, "The paths of the Lord are straight, the righteous walk in them, and the faithful are kept safe." Psalm 25 verse 10. You are on the verge of encountering relationships, situations, and opportunities that will redefine your path. If you remain distracted or hesitant, you will miss the precise moment that brings transformation. It is not about haste, but about conscious presence. I am calling you to remove old habits that numb your sensitivity, to separate from what prevents you from seeing, and to make space for me to operate fully. The time for superficial concessions is ending. What I offer is deep and true, requiring your attention, surrender, and courage to leave behind all that does not sustain you. Every decision you make now, every act of discernment, creates the bridge between your current life and the fullness I have prepared. I am here, observing with love and care, ready to intervene where your vision fails, to lift you when you feel alone, and to guide you when the path seems dark. My beloved, I see how you have held on so tightly, trying to delay, trying to control, waiting for the right moment to come on its own. But I tell you, the right moment is here, and it does not wait. Hesitation is a luxury your calling cannot afford. I do not come to judge you, but to free you from the weight of indecision, from the excessive thoughts that paralyze, from the emotional fog that obscures your vision. Every step you have not yet taken, every opportunity not embraced, is not lost time for punishment, but a reminder that conscious action is necessary. I desire to relieve you of the burden that prevents you from moving forward, so that you may fully receive the gifts, encounters, and experiences already destined for you. To free yourself means to release what holds your attention and mind, to allow your life to move with lightness, clarity, and purpose. Every element I remove, every distraction I eliminate, prepares you to enter alignment with your destiny without delay. Do not fear the discomfort that accompanies liberation, for it is temporary. What awaits you is eternal. I am not asking for haste, I am asking for understanding and courage. Every moment spent in confusion or hesitation is a lost instant, never to return. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If you liked it, please write Amen and share this message with someone who also needs to hear it. I invite you to click on the first comment where you will find a special prayer and the second best manifestation offer in the world. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.